Hey, this is Brian. People always ask us, how do you get such good deals on travel? Well, if we want to do a flight to somewhere, we always keep our eye on a website called Secret Flying, secretflying.com. So come along with us today and I'll walk you through how to use this website so you too can find some great deals on travel. This is Khaki Short, so we just do travel, food, and utter nonsense. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to our website, which we use quite a bit, and it is secretflying.com. Now, this is a free website. It does not cost anything to sign up for it. It doesn't cost anything to use it. But of course, be aware there are ads. Like most websites, that's what they do is find traffic that comes through and then sell ad on it. So they have a spot right here for trending. We'll just kind of rotate through some of the hottest deals that are out there. And then latest deals, they have a column for that as well. Now, sometimes you can see stuff pop up here, but usually I'm looking for something specific. Not necessarily a specific destination, but I'm looking for a deal from where I'm leaving from. What's out there that's a great deal. So right here, there's a search bar. Now, what I usually do is just put in USA. I do not put in Atlanta, where I'm from, because sometimes you can get a deal from Dallas or Newark or Chicago that's like a really great deal. Then you can just find a cheap flight going to that airport. Anywhere, right now I'm going to leave that blank, and the upcoming months, like when you want to look for a deal, I'm going to leave that blank as well and just see what we get. So we're going to hit search. And let's see what we have. So this is a domestic deal from Seattle to Raleigh, Las Vegas to Mexico, Boston to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Let's just click on it here and see what we get. Now it tells you where you're leaving from, where you're arriving at, and where you're returning to. Sometimes these will be different if there's a really good deal where it's flying you back to somewhere other than where you started from. If you're coming like me from Atlanta to Boston, it doesn't really matter if it flies you back to Newark. You'll just have to get a one-way from Newark back to your home airport. It will tell you the dates it's available and then some example dates. These are all links. So we'll just click on this one. And it'll take you to a third-party site. Skyscanner is one they use a lot, along with Priceline, and occasionally I'll see Kayak, but usually it's Skyscanner or Priceline. Now the site has to check other websites. Usually it's the airlines. So it's sorted all the results. So our cheapest flight is $275. It looks like it's American Airlines from Boston to St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, and it looks like it stops in Philadelphia. So it is kind of a little longer flight going from Boston because you have this layover. And then on the way back, you have to stop in Charlotte. Same thing. It's 7 hours and 41 minutes. A lot of times you get good deals on these because sometimes you have a layover. So you have to check on that. A lot of times your good deals, it's like you're getting the good deal because you're paying with your time because it takes a little longer to get there than a direct flight. So it's one of those, it's like you kind of have to decide is what's more valuable, your money or your time. So let's close this out, go back. Okay, so let's go back up to our search results here. Now, if we want somewhere specific we wanted to go, let's go to a new search. We'll leave the USA in there. Let's say we wanted to go to Paris. You can click on Paris to put that in there. We don't really have a vacation set, so let's just see what deals are coming up in the months ahead. Usually they have some pretty good deals to Paris. Miami to Paris, nonstop for $286. San Francisco for $302. New York to Paris, $249. So some pretty good deals. Let's click on this one, nonstop from New York to Paris. And that is American Airlines, leaving from New York, getting to Paris, flying back to New York. And that is this year and some into next year. So let's click the last one here and see what we can find. So Skyscanner again, and it is checking all the different websites. Again, the cheapest one looks like it's about $270, and that's on Finnair, which is Finland's national carrier. but it's operated by American Airlines. So it looks like it leaves from 5 o'clock from JFK. It's a direct flight to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, and then Charles de Gaulle back to JFK. So that's a pretty good deal. If you, the only thing is it's kind of a long time frame. It leaves on Tuesday, the 25th of February, and you don't fly back until Wednesday, the 4th of March. So you're looking at a good week, a little over a week. So if you want to take a short trip, a lot of times these don't have the best deals. But if you're going for a week or longer, you can usually find them. And you kind of have to plan ahead on these. So if I had a week and the time, I would definitely, I could pop on this. I mean, less than $300 to go to Paris. Now the thing about these links, this puts in the very specific dates that are on here, and that's usually the best deals are on flying on those dates, is what the computer has figured out. Now say that you need to adjust it a little bit. Say that you need to fly out on Wednesday the 26th and fly back on the 4th of March, the next Wednesday, like a Wednesday to Wednesday. Now you can change it right here. Just click on that. Flying out on the 26th instead, and then it will adjust it. Now the price might not be as cheap. Let's wait and see what we get here. It's still checking providers. Looks like there might actually be an even better deal if this one stays up here. Lufthansa, which is a German airline, I believe, flying from Newark to Charles de Gaulle, direct flight, and it's $254. And then flying back a week later, 9:25 in the morning until 11:45 at Newark. So that's actually even a little better deal than the other one. So if you need to adjust these dates, you can do that. Just be aware that it might go from $254 up to $1,000. You never know when the most popular flights are. That's kind of how this works, is if you get the middle of the week when it's slower, that's when you're going to find your best deals. If you want to fly on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably not as many as deals are as good. So let's actually put in Saturday the 29th and see what we can get for prices. Thinking it's probably going to be quite a bit more. Actually, it's not horrible. This is Norwegian Air. Never flown them. Scroll down here, see what we're getting. A lot of Norwegian. A lot of it depends on which day of the week you're flying as to who kind of has that route. This isn't actually that bad. Flying over on Air France, you do have to fly from Newark to Boston, then to Paris. Direct fly back on KLM from Paris to JFK. So different airport. Flies out of Newark, flies back to JFK. But they're both in the New York area. And if you're catching a flight to somewhere else, say Atlanta, it doesn't really matter which one of these you fly back to. Both of them are not great airports to have to get in and out of. They're both very crowded and not that efficient, but, you know. So still $330 is a pretty good deal on that one. And if you scroll down, there's still some good deals. So if you have to adjust this a little bit just to see, you know, to make it work for your schedule, you can do that and see. So we'll get rid of these, go back. So you can always go to a new search. You can also put in specific months. Say you're going in February of next year to Paris, and it will tell you only stuff that pops up that's good for that month. Again, the Miami to Paris, San Francisco to Paris, all these deals have dates during those months for these low prices. Now, when you click on it, let's say the Boston to Paris, it is going to come up with all the dates, not just the ones for the month you suggested, like November through February. Now, what you can do, and if you don't feel like booking this through Skyscanner or Priceline or whoever, if you don't really feel comfortable with that, you can just take this information. You could go directly to United's website and kind of put in those parameters, and you might get the same deal directly through the airline. If you need to get points that way, or you feel comfortable booking through them instead of one of the third-party sites, you can do that as well. So I love using this website just because it kind of gives me an idea. Usually I have an idea of where I want to go, whether it's Paris or whether it's Asia or whatever. I can just kind of scroll through here and it gives me an idea of kind of what prices are, or what really good prices are. And I'm usually planning a trip way in advance. I'm going to Tokyo the middle of February in 2020. We used this just to kind of see what prices were. We ended up using points to book our tickets because we actually got business class going over on Japan Airlines. But last year we flew to Hong Kong, and I found a good deal on Secret Flying from here to Hong Kong for about $350 on Air Canada. And we ended up booking it on Air Canada's site so that we could make adjustments, or if anything happened, it's through the airline. So this is a great website for finding some deals, at least giving you some ideas of places you want to go that you can get to for less than thousands of dollars for a ticket. So hopefully this is kind of giving you an idea of how the website works, and just get you excited about flying and trying to find some good deals. So hopefully this has gotten you excited about trying to find some cheap flights, or at least inexpensive flights to somewhere you've never been before using Secret Flying. It's not a hard website to use, gives you some at least ideas of where to start and which dates might be a good deal. So thanks for coming along. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, Khaki Shorts, to join our community, and be sure to check out some of our other travel, food, and utter nonsense videos.